Hello, Ryan here, aka Max, and welcome. In this video, I want to talk about the future of harvestables and what getting plants in game means in terms of future gameplay. As always, a huge thank you to all my patrons. These guys make videos like this possible, so if you do enjoy my content and would like to make it even better, from as little as $1 a month, be sure to check out my Patreon page below. Now, in last week's Star Citizen Live, we heard a quick snippet about the future of harvestables and what we'll be able to do with them aside from just selling them. What I'm referring to are the plants and trees that are dotted around on the moons and planets of Stanton, which hold fruits and items that can be picked and then sold on. 3.6 was the actual first iteration of the back-end tech for harvestable entities, which then allows with 3.7 bringing the first physically pickable plants, making 3.7 quite a significant patch for the future of this tech. Now, one obvious system that harvestables are a precursor for is the player status system. Currently, oxygen, health and stamina are the only physical effects which players can feel and have to deal with. Slated for 3.9, so coming early next year, this expands to thirst, hunger and temperature, meaning that players will need to eat food in order to potentially remain alive or at least gain a boost in certain attributes. It is still uncertain as to how far CIG want to take the player status in terms of survival mechanics, but that is a conversation for another day. So aside from harvesting, selling and eating these plants, what other benefits will they bring in the future? Well, during the Star Citizen livestream, they mentioned the ability to eventually gather research data from harvestables like fruits and plants. Now, I have no idea what this will actually involve, but I can imagine it'll require some devices to maybe extract the plant's chemical substances, performing tests and experiments, and then analysing the results. Science and research gameplay, I feel, will be such a contrast to what we already have. Mining, combat and cargo running is gameplay many of the games feature, and I mean, I have to say Star Citizen does do it very well, mining in particular being so much more advanced than any other game that I can think of. So when it comes to the science gameplay, I can't begin to imagine the depth and what gameplay will be involved. What tools will we be able to use and add to our kits? What methods of extracting the data from the plants? And then how do we analyze such data and create things from that data? The science and research gameplay will not be fast-paced action as such, more steady sort of trial and error thinking gameplay, sort of running tests and slightly changing the properties just enough to alter the results. Something else that they went on to mention was using the results to create maybe a virus or a cure or even some form of weapon, meaning that once you have extracted the data, you could use that data to develop a virus and then sell it to a potential villain or use it for yourself. On the other hand, if there is, say, a viral epidemic, which could be from a player creating one, then maybe this will create an emergency within the verse, and the UEE could send out a verse-wide plea to all scientists to help find a cure. So taking the virus and then finding plants and flowers and other things, trying to find the cure and save the population. One thing that I would love to see is maybe finding an outpost or a space station which is on an emergency lockdown, and after finding your way inside you discover that there was an outbreak of some form, maybe a virus that they were working on infecting the inhabitants. Then you either have to quarantine the station or figure out a cure, or maybe get yourself out of there, maybe one of your teammates gets infected. There is so much potential for this type of gameplay. Now, we know that the misc endeavour, and especially the biodomes, will see us growing and harvesting plant life, but also adapting different strains and performing tests to grow specific plants under specialised conditions. We are still yet to see exactly how the science mechanic will work in Star Citizen, and my guess is that it's still quite a way off from finding out how it will work. But if the mechanics we do have, like mining for example, are anything to go by, then science will require a lot of skill, a lot of patience, and maybe even a certain level of academic ability to really become adept at this. I imagine that once you find something you will want to analyse, like a plant for example, you will then use some device like a syringe or a knife, take a sample, then using different devices that you will have to buy or maybe find on your ship, run tests on this, gathering the data and looking for signs to focus on, which may require further experiments, maybe keeping an eye out for patterns or correlations and then following up on them to see if this will lead to a new discovery or behaviour. It's obviously all too speculative at the moment, but I am very excited to hear what CIG have in store for us, and I'm personally looking forward to more non-combat gameplay, of which we should see a lot more once Squadron 42 is closer to completion. I think there's a lot of backers out there who are very excited for science gameplay, being on board a ship which is off doing whatever it does, while in the science labs working and testing and spending a long time just messing around with things, and then maybe you find or you discover something and you can put your name down in the history books as the one to find that. Or if you want to play on the other side of the law, being a supervillain, getting scientists to create a virus that you can then spread throughout the verse. For whatever reason, it's all going to be super exciting, and I'd love to hear what you think of the science and research gameplay and what you think it would be like, what it might involve. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do hit that subscribe button for more videos. If you do enjoy this type of video, do hit the thumbs up as well. It lets me know to create more. Follow me over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers and come and tell me what you think live. Again, a big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.